Chad, obviously, you deserve a lot of credit for stepping in on short notice. It was a great fight while it lasted. How did things play out versus your expectations? How did Conor feel in there versus what you thought you would see?
You know, I mean, I felt like I was doing great the first 2 rounds. You know, especially that second one, I was controlling the fight the whole time. But you know, I took a risk. I went for the submission. I probably should have just stayed there and kept throwing the elbows. But you know, I'm trying to finish the fight, and that's the risk you take, and that's the fight game. So he was able to get to his feet. You know, I was pretty damn tired, honestly, at the end of that round. You know, but I took that fight on short notice. That's a risk I was taking, and you know, I'd absolutely love to get back in there again with a full training camp and try that. So hopefully we can make that happen one day.
I know you don't like to make excuses or say anything, but you know, there are people saying the stoppage with just a few seconds left in the round was premature. You know, you probably haven't seen it yet, but what's your thought? Do you feel like you needed more time?
I mean, yeah, I'll have to see it. I have no idea, but you know, I remember getting back to the feet and just feeling tired. My feet were planted, you know, and that's the mistake I made, and Conor was able to stand there in front of me and tee off, you know, and you know, that's the mistake I made, and I'll have to, you know, go back and watch. I don't know how fast, you know, the stoppage was or anything, but yeah, I mean, if Herb thought it was done, then it's done. You know, he's the ref. He's the one that makes that decision, not me.
Welcome to One on One with John Morgan, ladies and gentlemen.
Last question for you. I apologize. Last question. You have been in there now with Conor McGregor. You've been in there with Jose and Aldo. We know they're fighting next. Can you be the first one to offer a prediction on that?
I'm just gonna say Jose is a different beast, man. He's a tough dude. So that's a fight that I'm looking forward to watching, but it's gonna be a good one.
Chad, in the first round, you know, he landed a couple shots on you. How heavy were his hands? I mean, were his hands, you know, when you early in the fight, was he a heavy-hitting guy?
I mean, I think more than anything, he's accurate, and I think that's what plays into the I guess the success he has with his punches. But I mean, nothing really was like overwhelmingly powerful, but I mean, he's got power, but like I said, he's more accurate, I'd say, than anything.
And then you touched on it a little bit when you talked about, you know, you decided to go for the finish as opposed to keep dropping the elbows. When you were dropping the elbows, could you feel him weakening? Did you feel like, you know, he was seriously hurt because he was cut from the eye? You landed 3 or 4 really big ones. Did you feel like maybe he was weakening at all?
Yeah, I mean, I would think so, but I mean, you got to give it to him. The guy didn't stop talking shit the entire time. I was hitting him with everything I had. The guy was still running his mouth. So I mean, that's Conor, I guess.
Chad, what was some of the stuff that he was talking about? Because you were right. I mean, throughout that fight, he kept talking to you. What was he saying?
I mean, I'd land a giant elbow on his face, and he'd say, "Is that all you got?" Yeah, just stuff like that.
And Matt,
how did your fitness feel? You said that you were feeling a little tired as it went on. Did that change the way you approached the fight? Like, did you go for things sooner than you may normally would have, knowing or wondering if you had the fitness to go 5 full rounds? Did that impact the way you approached the fight?
I mean, no. I mean, honestly, I just try not to think about it. I know what I have to do, the game plan. I got to get in there and do it. But I mean, sometimes your mind's willing, but your body's not, and that's basically what happened tonight. But I mean, there's not a whole lot I can say about it other than Conor was a better man tonight, and I'd absolutely love to get back in there and fight that guy again with the training camp under the belt. So we'll see.
Is it true that you only found out about Aaron being here today? And if so, how did you react to that?
No, I mean, I actually knew about that, I don't know, what, 5 days
ago?
Yeah,
like a few days. So after he came in, obviously Jose and Rihanna are out. I started hunting down Aaron Lewis, who was on vacation with his family. And it took a few days, and then finally I got him, I got the deal done. And then literally I was at dinner and I called him and told him I literally just got this deal done.
What was your reaction?
That was something I'll never forget. That was badass. Aaron is a guy that I've listened to for a long time when he was in Spain, and you know, I love all his country stuff now. And, you know, to look back when I walked out and see him up there performing, that was unbelievable. Cool.
Chad Mendes. Chad, obviously that second round was all yours right up until the end. You had top control throughout.
A lot of times, a wrestler as accomplished as yourself, when he has top position, has a real feel for the opponent on bottom, particularly if it's an opponent who hasn't been tested that way before. Did he feel calm to you? He appeared to be calm throughout. Did you have a feel, as you would compare that to other opponents, how he was on bottom?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not going to sit here and talk trash about Conor if he won the fight, but, you know, I felt like I had complete control on top. You know, I felt like, you know, there wasn't a whole lot he could do when I was on top of him. You know, I made the mistake by trying to go for submission. I could have stayed there, and I probably should have, and just finished the round out like that. But, you know, that's a mistake I made, and that's just how it goes. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know what else you want from that.
Thank you.
During your fight, you came up to lose, and then it was almost like a Rocky movie where people started to slowly go in your favor, and you started to get a chance. Did you in the cage hear that? Because in the stands, it was all boo, and then yay, and then chat.
Yeah, I could definitely hear that during the fight. You know, when I was on top and I'd throw an elbow or something, I could hear the crowd go crazy. And, you know, it's something I fed off of. It's awesome, but I just came up short.